All right, so we're about to take this out and give it a flight. This is the helicopter that I call Wyatt, and this is a Blade 500. Supposedly it doesn't have a single full flight on it, only a couple hovers. So we'll take it up and we'll see how it does. I haven't flown in a while, so I won't be doing anything crazy. Okay, so it's flight 3 here. Let's reset the time from the previous flight.
Timer cleared.
So what I do is I have a 6-minute timer. It gives me a 1-minute more warning, and then when I get the 1-minute warning, I just come in and land. So.
Normal mode.
Oh, I like this battery. This battery feels good. Heli likes this battery too. Yeah, I mean, I have to say she passes all the hover tests. I really am tempted to take her out and roll her over, but God, I don't want to crash it on my first day. That would be a real bummer. Boy, she makes a lot of noise. Definitely not a 180. Hello. Just can't help myself. Oh man, she is a beauty. I just couldn't help myself. I am being super careful. Day one, come on. Give me a break, people. Day one. Gonna have to invent a time machine if I want to get my hands on half of these parts. All right, that was a lot of pressure on that machine. Let's bring it back. Just finish it off nice and easy. He's definitely running great. He's running great. Totally happy with the machine. Totally happy with it. Had a little snafu with the tail motor, having to be servos reverse. But I got that straightened it out, and it is a flyer. Get the 1 minute warning.
Hold mode.
GoPro, stop recording. Alright, so just want to do a little post-flight here. This is probably one of the most important tools that I use for that, this capacity checker. And so today I flew this helicopter's first 4 flights. This was kind of a rehab bird. It had been flown, owned, and hovered several times by a newer pilot who eventually decided that they didn't want to fly helicopters. So I purchased it from them. Now when I got it, it had aluminum blades on the back, and I didn't know. I mean, I don't know if it's in the instructions or not, but when you do the aluminum upgrade on the tail blades, you have to reverse the servo, because this arm moving in and out has the opposite effect on these paddles. And I think that was a problem I had with one of my other Blade 400s that I got from somebody that had aluminum blades on the back, and I never figured it out on the other bird. So on this one, I had the aluminum. I just switched back to these, the factory plastic blade grips, and immediately it flew fine. Now maybe I could have switched the reverse on here and that would have fixed it. I'm not sure. I didn't go that route. I just threw those back on there, and it flies great. So I switched. Those had the orange on it. I happen to have purchased these separately. I put them on. I like them. They really show up. I think they're neat. They're pretty helpful. So one thing I always do post-flight is check all the batteries, and I always feel like I have a pretty good handle on how this is going to turn out. So this is at 23%, so 22.5. So that's pretty much perfect storage capacity. And it flew for 5 minutes and 10 seconds. And then let's see, this one, 26. Okay, so I would parallel charge these two together if, you know, if need be, or if I wanted to. And then this one's at 31%, which is a little more what I expected. And this is a good storage capacity to leave them sitting until the next time I want to charge them. Now this battery, this was the Flight 4 battery, and I did not like the way this battery was performing, and sure enough, when we plug it in, boom, way down to 5%. So probably would have hit the low voltage cutoff soon, but more importantly to me is that I seen a difference with the way this helicopter was responding to this battery and the torque. So had I gone out and done a 360 with it, it would not have been as tight. It would have been wider. And that's how I nosed in my 360 one time, is I had a battery that I hadn't set up the timer, and I overflew this battery, and it was a weak battery. And so I'll probably get rid of this, because to only fly it for 5 minutes and have only 5% left, like, this battery is lower than these two. So I'll probably just stop flying this one, or I'll just use it for hovering or something, I don't know. But I'm probably not going to fly that too much anymore. So get yourself a capacity checker. I really like this one. I have these other ones that are smaller, but I don't know. I really like this one. I find that it works really well. The other issue I ran into out there, who'da ever thunk, when I flew this, I used this battery, which is the battery that the gentleman gave me with the helicopter. The Velcro was just reversed. He had like the soft side on the helicopter and this prickly side on this battery. So what happened was my 3 batteries that I had for this helicopter were soft side to soft side. They could have come right out, which is another reason why I didn't made a good excuse for me not to do anything too crazy out there, because these batteries could have potentially slid up against the canopy, broke it loose, or possibly even, something like that happened. So I went to the store, and unfortunately they did not have black Velcro. So just gonna run here, grab these scissors. So what I'm going to do now is just throw a strip of Velcro the way I do them on this battery, with the soft side on the battery and then the prickly side on the helicopter. Obviously it's just personal preference, or just however we happen to set it up, but it's little details that like those that will lead to you crashing your helicopter over something totally stupid like that. I've never had it happen on a larger helicopter, because I've never flown with mismatched Velcro or not having Velcro, but I did on a 180. I've had a 180 throw a battery out because I went out and flew it for the first time and it didn't have Velcro in it. And I was like, it'll be fine. No, it wasn't fine. It threw the battery through the canopy and damaged it. So, and crashed. Now, luckily, the 180 is a pretty crashable helicopter, and that's the one that I usually go out and mess around with. And that poor helicopter, I have to admit, I beat the snot out of my 180. Unfortunately, with the 360, I believe my one-way bearing is bad. So I built this helicopter back up. Everything seemed fine, but check this out. Free spinning in both directions. So I believe that this one-way bearing here is bad. So had all these batteries ready to go. So now I'm going to have to drain them some. And I was unable to fly the 360 today. So that's just a little post-flight, fixing the one hiccup I had, the Velcro, checking the batteries to see where they were at, because I haven't flown these batteries in a while. Put a little MVG, not very good on this battery, probably won't fly it. The gentleman also gave me this battery, which is a 3300. I don't know if I want to fly this battery. It's bigger than anything else for the helicopter. And then here's the old factory battery. So there is a chance that I might be able to just run this one. I'm gonna run, that'll be my 4th battery next time I go out, and I'll see how this one does. And if I come back and it's at 25%, boom, it'll stay in the lineup, and those will be my 4 batteries. If I come back and it's at 5%, I'm gonna put it with this one, an MVG on it, and buy a better one. Yeah, it's already got EC5s on it and everything. Okay, so this one's ready to go. And now, I'm not going to bore you with it, but I'm going to go through this whole helicopter and just make sure none of my screws came loose and anything. I find with these larger helicopters, anything above a 180, you catch things in the post-flight. Little screws that are loose, or just things like that. I put this tail on. I don't know if I really torqued everything the way I should have, so I want to go through everything and make sure it's not loose. It flew good today. I would say I'll put a couple more batteries through it and do another post-flight and make sure the batteries are all good, and then it might be ready for some hard flying. But I always like to put the helicopters through just a couple easy sessions, just a couple batteries, and get the motors running and the speed controls and work things out. Now, this doesn't have a telemetry unit on it. I like to have a telemetry unit installed on anything 360 and above. I like to run telemetry, and so this doesn't have that right now. I ordered it and it's on the way. So, which is perfect, because this connector is not not put together very good. That's kind of a not very good connection. I don't like it. Another reason why today I was just flying real easy, because I don't like this connector. So I'll hook the telemetry in right there when I put the new connector on. But yeah, I'm happy with it. It's a great helicopter, and super excited to have it. I mean, you know, it's not every day you find them in this condition, and it flies really good. And I think it's gonna be fun once I get it through, you know, a couple more test flights. It'll be ready to do some cool stuff.